heads toward their son.
You having trouble with your back at the moment, my love? And George, you just mentioned the name George, and George is in spirit. Is any of this making sense to anyone at the moment?
The Great Spirit, known to you people as God.
But his passing was so quick, he said I went very quick in the end. Did they used to have a budgie in your family, though?
Yes.
Because there were already budgies in it. I can hear it chirping.
Toward the warmth, toward the Great Spirit.
Can the dead speak to us from beyond the grave? Thousands of people believe they can, for theirs is a world where life and death merge, where spirits can make contact from the other side. Diane Mitchell lives on the family farm in West Yorkshire, where she breeds horses. For over a year and a half, Diane has been seeing spirits in her bedroom at night.
These people, they didn't frighten me, but I wondered who they were. I thought I was starting to see things. So I went to see a spiritualist, a medium, and she told me that I was a very lucky person because they was from the centre of the earth, and I must have suffered a great deal of shock because they come to help me through a bad time. My room fills up with like grey mist, and then it gets all these little sparkly twinkly bits all over, and then they start to take shape into shapes of like people. It's like you could walk through them, but they look solid enough.
Pat Joseph and her daughter Jill live in Prestatyn in North Wales. 2 years ago, Pat lost her husband Fred to cancer, but both Pat and Jill feel his spirit lives on.
I talk to him anyway, you know, we just little things, talk to his photograph, and just walking around I talk to him. Because I know he can hear me.
I heard his voice about 3 weeks after he did pass away, and it was him, you know, I did hear him.
You've got to believe it.
For the last 12 years, Brian Gibson from Sleaford in Lincolnshire has made his living talking to the spirit world.
I may be a spiritualist medium, but I still do the lottery. But it's purely luck with me. Hi there, how are you today?
Fine, thanks.
3 lucky dips, please.
Tonight?
Yes, please. I must be honest, when the lottery first started, I did ask Spirit to give me some numbers. They gave me 6 numbers and not one number came up. I've had a mixture of jobs, so I've had a good variety here. I've done nursing. I've also been in the RAF and spent time in that. I've been into antiques. I've done a bit of extra work and little parts on television. I've worked in nursing homes, and I was always aware that there was something special about nursing, especially when people died. I was never afraid of death, and I used to get a lot of pleasure of actually laying people out and doing the last thing I could for that person.
Brian shares his work and his life with John, who is a psychic artist.
Hello. John and I are on a very similar level because John is also very spiritually aware, and since he's come to be part of life here with me, he's taken over what I call the things that I can't handle. He does the bookings, he organises the demonstrations, and he arranges all the travelling. So, you know, we're a partnership in that way, as well as working together.
When I get to the page, I think we're sort of about the 7th or 8th.
I do believe there's life after death. I do believe you're reincarnated and you come back. Whether you come back in spirit form or mortal form.
nobody who was so full of life, so vibrant, could just 1 minute be here and the next minute not exist. Not at all. I mean, we're Christians anyway, and we do believe in life after death, but when you see a medium or a clairvoyant, it just verifies it for you.
I'm not really worried what other people think. It's, you know, what I know myself, because I didn't believe in it 4 years ago, but I firmly believe in it now. Firmly.
Okay, that's Roppenstall sorted out for the tour next year.
Good. It's another one. It's built up to what it is now, and you know, all over the place travelling, and I've done several travels abroad. So that's about then before we're off to Finland, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, me off to Finland.
You're off to
Lucky
Finland.
me.
I know.
But it's all been word of mouth, and I've never really needed to advertise at all.
Pat and Gillian are leaving Prestatyn to meet with Brian for a private sitting in Lincolnshire, hoping to make contact with Fred.
What we're really hoping for is just to hear some messages to show that my father is with us, still around with us.
And I would just like to know if I could get through to my husband.
He doesn't know anything about us, and it will be proof, if we get a message through today, of another life.
Would you like to see a movie or make a movie? You choose.
Hey, Mum! What? I've made a movie.
Diane shares her home with her son Daniel.
And what's it about?
A haunted house and loads of animals and spooks.
Alright then.
Her elder brother died 2 years ago, and she feels his may be one of the spirits that she sees.
I see these spirits every night, and I'd love to know who they are, what they want, why are they here, and, you know, where are they from, or if my brother's there.
Right, how's it going? Is it working?
Yeah, it's okay. The light levels are a bit low for the CCD security cam, but the infrared is much more sensitive.
Tony Cornell and Tony Percy are investigators of paranormal phenomena from the Society for Psychical Research in Cambridge. They are going to investigate Diane's spirits.
Possibly can. Now, as I understand it, this woman's in bed. Whether it's in darkness or light, I don't know, so I've got to take various bits of equipment to cover that. But she's seeing figures at the end of the bed. Right. Again, I don't know whether in black and white or colour. What we've got to do is cover all aspects as possible. I suppose, really, I've been interested in it for, what, 50 years? And the whole object of the exercise has been to try and make sense out of nonsense. Yeah. Go into a case and examine it in a balanced way. Don't go there thinking that it's due to spirits, otherwise that's what you'll see. Don't go there, as a lot of people say, oh, it's all rubbish. That's what you'll make of it.
Like, this is your Uncle Michael's wedding. Well, when they're there, I ask the spirits if my brother's here, and they do point to somebody, and it looks at me in a loving way, but I can't see my brother in him. You're a good-looking guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's got? And this is me. Look, a little bridesmaid. Mm-hmm. My brother was an alcoholic, and he died from kidney and liver failure. He was still the most loving person you could ever wish to meet, and everybody loved him.
I think, Tony, we take everything we've got, so we cover everything. To go around the world, as I've been around the world, there's always this ingrained belief in a life after death. Now, it must have come from somewhere. It's probably that people have seen spirits, ghosts. The general theory is that these phenomena are produced by the dead, and they're coming back to draw attention to the fact that they survived. Yeah. Are they the dead coming back? Are they due to fraud? In many instances they are. The fraud aspect is interesting from a psychological point of view. Why do people try and deceive themselves if they are doing this kind of thing?
The two Tonys leave Cambridge heading north to Yorkshire to see if they can find some answers for Diane.
If she's waking up, it could be something akin to sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Or a transient narcoleptic attack.
Yeah, but if you don't mind my saying so, you're jumping to conclusions a bit too quickly. In any cases like this, you've got to go with an open mind. You've made up your mind that it's a sleep paralysis case. Let's wait until we get there. It might not be, Tony. It might be something totally different.
It may not, but the chances are that it's going to be a waste of time. That
good chance it'll be a waste of time.
I don't see a lot of the people until they turn up, because John greets them and makes them a cup of tea and makes them all settled in.
Hello, Gillian and Pat.
Yes.
Please come in.
All I know is the first name. We sit down and we do a little bit of explaining, and then we start work.
Thank you.
Just make yourselves at home and take your coats off. I know it's a bit wet out there. In fact, it's a rotten really day, actually.
I know.
But, and I'll get the kettle on.
These two lovely ladies have come all the way from Prestatyn, and you want to be able to give your best to them. We hope that they'll be able to get the person they want to hear from, or persons they want to hear from, but you cannot guarantee that.
This is a place in the garden where we put my brother's ashes after the cremation. We've planted a rose tree here with sweet memories, and this is a place where I come and sit and have a chat to him, talk to him when I'm feeling down. At Christmas, New Year, we put a wreath here and on his birthday, and I always come and wish him Happy New Year. He was just a brilliant, excellent person who I miss a lot.
Hi girls, I'm Brian, pleased to meet you. Now you don't mind wildlife, do you?
No.
Right, if you want to come in and bring your tea with you, and we'll get you settled in. Right, now, we haven't met before, have we?
No.
So just relax and enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Which one is Gillian?
Me.
You're Gillian, you're our Pat, are you?
Yes.
And what relationship are you?
Mother and daughter.
That's right, that's all I need to know. If you have lost someone, obviously this is the special link that we want, because it's up to them to prove to me who's talking to you. And normally they give me a little bit of information about themselves, probably how they left us, what relationship they are to you. If you can say yes to that bit of information, then we take them a stage further, then I get more gossip about it all. And all I ask from both of you lovely ladies is that you can answer me back honestly,
yes,
but please don't fill me or feed me any information.
No.
So I've got someone here. Is there a birthday in the family coming up soon?
Yes.
Because someone says I've got to wish someone a happy birthday,
yes, yeah,
and it is an important one. Can you understand
yes,
it? Because they don't want to miss out on that. So a lot of love's coming down for the birthday. I don't know if you understand that someone would have suffered with cancer as well, I'm being told.
Yes.
Can you understand a gentleman with cancer?
Yes.
Because it's me that wants to come through and send my love down. Can you understand it?
Yes.
Because I think he would have been a bit hesitant about this sort of work, wouldn't he?
Yes.
He told you it was a load of rubbish, wouldn't he?
Yes, he did.
So he says, I'm here. Is this with Dad connection?
My father.
Yeah, and your husband?
My husband, yeah.
Yeah, well, he says, can he send his love, Jane? Because a lovely bloke up here.
Yeah.
Do you understand
Yes,
it?
yeah.
But he hasn't been in spirit all that long, bless him, has he?
No.
And he says, can I tell him everyone I'm fine, I'm happy? I know you talk to him every day, don't you, Pat? So you understand it? He says, I listen to it, shouldn't I go on at times? Is that true? Because he listens to all these lovely things going, but as he's sending his love down to you, and he's the one that mentioned the bungalow as well. That's you, because he said, you better mention our bungalow, because it's not too large one, is it, my love?
No.
Have you got 3 bedrooms?
3 bedrooms.
Well, that's not too big, he's telling me.
No.
And who's been divorced as well?
Me.
He said, you better get it right with our Gillian, you know. So you understand it all. Who had the budgie in the family as well? Because it's up here with your dad now.
Is it?
Yeah. So you understand it all.
Yeah.
Who had the caravan as well at one time? That's in the family, it's nothing to do with you two. So if someone in the family had a caravan.
My niece has got a caravan.
That's all right, so you understand it. So he's having a nose of what they've got as well. He did swear sometimes as well, didn't he?
No.
Sometimes, he says. Not to, they won't allow me to do it. Can you understand it? No, but that's why he's saying to me, I'm not allowed to say those words. Can you understand it? It's just his character coming through. Because he wouldn't allow me to do it, but it was just a bit of fun. Because he had this lovely sense of humour, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Did you talk of moving as well?
Yes.
But you haven't done yet, have you?
No.
Well, if you do, he's going to move with you. Can you understand it? Because I know you've been a bit hesitant about, because it's all memories, isn't it?
Yes.
But the memories go with you, he's telling me. He's such a lovely bloke up here, because he was one of life's characters, wasn't he?
Yes.
You know, and he would never want to miss out on anything. But I mean, so he was ill for a period with the cancer, but he did go quickly in the end, didn't he?
Yes.
Because I know it's been very difficult for you at the moment, bless you. And, you know, it's so hard for you to get yourself motivated, isn't it? You haven't been feeling well neither, bless you, have you? He says, just tell her I've been tuning into her so much. And you don't sleep much at all, do you? So the tissues are down if you want them. They're down there, gal. All right? So, but as he says, he just wants to let you know he's here. He's not missing out on anything. All right? Now, he says, tell her to stop worrying because you... And he says, it's not worth it now. What you've got to remember, you're important to him now. Can you understand it? Your life's very important to him as well. Have you had a bit of trouble with your back as well?
Yes, a little bit.
We said I better send her a bit of sympathy down, so you understand it.
Yes.
Because you know, you try to bottle things up and you don't always let people get close to you in that sense, do you?
No.
He says she can be quite stubborn at times, you know. Is that true?
Yes.
And he knows, because you are fussy about the bungalow, aren't you, girl?
Yes, I am.
Bless her, he says. So you understand it. So he says, just tell them I'm here. A lot of love coming down, and that's their thoughts. I hope all this has made sense to you.
Yes, thank you.
Hope you've enjoyed it.
Oh, yes.
Please, you've come all this way here, so just remember, he'll always be part of life. He'll always be part of the family, and is only just that little bit away, that touch away we call it, because we can't see him, we can't hear him, but we can feel him. Do you understand it?
It's marvellous, very good, don't you think?
Yes, excellent. That was my husband to a T. Things, my husband was that way, you know, had that nature, very happy nature.
The messages were coming through so clear and so easy to interpret. I had no problems whatsoever getting any information through, and it was all, I was able to understand it without even having to interpret too much about it all.
He was very good.
Spot on. Definitely.
It's a gift.
Wish I had it.
Brian has a Native American spirit guide called Running Foot.
A lot of people says, why are they always Indians? But you see, when you look at the history of these people, they believed in it. It was tribal. They believed that once a spirit left us, that spirit still communicated. And this is why they're the strongest people to work with. They want to come back.
Native Americans, like Running Foot, it seems, roam the material world looking for people to make contact with. Twin sisters Joy and Gaynor Gittus, who live in Wolverhampton, were contacted. Gaynor, who used to be a policewoman, now practices a rare form of mediumship. In a trance state, her body and voice are taken over by her Native American spirit guide, called Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain is my spirit companion, and he speaks through me to the public. He last lived on the earth and died in 1802. 10 years ago, you introduced me to spiritualism.
Yes.
By getting me to learn how to meditate,
That's
didn't
right.
you?
And as a result, Blue Mountain started to blend his energy with you.
Yes, very quickly on the second occasion that I did
It was like
meditation.
an instant appearance by Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain, he and I were husband and wife.
My relationship with Blue Mountain has never been fully understood. If he's not entrancing Gaynor for a public experience, I'm listening to him clairaudiently. I can actually hear spirit talking.
The twins, who are next-door neighbours, are keen to introduce Blue Mountain to the public. And Joy has been making posters for a demonstration they're planning to give.
I knocked them off about a couple of days ago. Blue Mountain comes as an ambassador from the spirit world, and he likes to talk to people, to give his message. A, to show them from his very physical presence that life continues to exist, and B, to talk to them about how they can change their lives.
One in the library, yeah, and one in the information centre in Middle Town. Oh, that's a good idea.
Go on then, where is it?
Let's remember the passwords.
Right, okay.
Yes. So this is going to be Blue Mountain's website coming up.
Yes, it will be.
Oh, good. Oh, look, there's Blue Mountain.
I'm going to actually expand the page now so you can see them fully. And then also I've got the products of the tape and the book.
Yeah.
Of Blue Mountain, a gainer.
Are we going to be able to get some music or have some words spoken?
Yes.
I am today talking to you on behalf of my people.
You've had what? The equipment at 150 cases, and have you got anything yet? More than 150?
More than 150, we got nothing. So...
Is it a fault with the equipment, or is it just because it doesn't show up on the equipment?
The problem is that nothing happens when the equipment is running, and that makes one wonder whether or not cases like this we're going to see and others are in the mind.
Blue Mountain's early appearances were captured on home video, and some of his friends have gathered to reminisce about how he's changed over the years.
My word is a word of light, so it is beneficial for this message to be delivered to all people. Many areas of your
It's ever so strange me watching this, because it's almost as if I feel as though that sound, those words aren't coming from that image. So I have a completely different perspective of Blue Mountain to the rest of you. I can't possibly see what you see. So do you think he's better now, or was it better in the early days?
Oh, I think he's changed greatly, definitely, because he was quite aloof before, and you sort of saw him as a spirit, and you was talking to a spirit. Whereas now you see Blue Mountain, and he comes through with warmth and friendliness.
More human.
He's human, yes.
More human.
Brian and John are popular mediums on the circuit of spiritualist churches, and they're getting ready to go to Norwich for a demonstration tonight.
And your books, please. Well, his English is a lot better now, because you almost feel like he's been learning English over these years.
And I should imagine if you've been residing in the lighted realms for a long, long time, that when you have to start using the mechanism of words that human beings use,
And the mechanism of the body
becomes, it has to be relearned.
Well, he's had to learn a language, hasn't he, all over again, from the very beginning.
Right, that's all then, is it? Well, I'll leave you to get on with it.
Well, when I first met him, and I know he was a Red Indian, and I said to him once, "Oh, you speak with forked tongue." I didn't think that went down very well. I went, "Oh dear, I've done it again."
There's some roadworks on the main road from Kings Lynn to Norwich. We should make it to East Dereham okay, and then we'll have to turn off and take a detour round via East Dereham and come into Norwich on a different road.
After their drive from Cambridge, the two Tonys from the Society for Psychical Research have arrived at Diane's house in West Yorkshire.
I think one of the things that we'd like to get out of this case is positive proof that what she is experiencing, actually we can experience as well. That's what we'd like to get, that's what we've looked for years, and frankly haven't really found conclusively yet. But today, this may be the case. So this is the room.
This is it.
That's a lovely room. Yeah. Right, so you're in bed.
Yeah.
And You say something, what was it, how soon do you see this?
Just about 5-10 minutes after
5,
I've
10
got
minutes.
into bed, yeah.
Right. And what position are they in then?
Right, start off with one. One what usually stands here.
Right.
This is the one we'll call my special one.
Right, yeah. Go on. Where are the other?
And then I usually have 3 across there.
3 across here.
Yeah, round about here.
Right.
And then there's one in the doorway. And sometimes there is one stood here. I've got 3 in this corner, and then I've got one on that side of the
One
bed.
there.
And
So
then
it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a very small light, a sound light. Put it on, and if there's a sound, the light comes on. Now what we can do with this, we can switch that on to set something else off. Right, but it depends, we'll see how we set it up here.
Brian and John have arrived at the Spiritualist Church in Norwich. It's one of hundreds in Britain where congregations believe they can contact the spirit world.
I was brought up as Church of England, and although I still believe in Christ, I still believe there is a God, but we've all got interpretations of how we see that. The Spiritualism is a religion. We can do services, we can do marriages, we can do funerals, we can do christenings, but we have what we call the demonstration side, which is the communication side, so the people in the congregation have the chance of hearing from their loved ones. So the church has a use. Well, at least we won't clash tonight with our gear on. I was thinking of a rude comment then, but I thought, no, I can't.
In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful
First of all, is any of this beginning to make sense? I don't think she left us with diabetes, but that was one of her conditions, she's telling me. And the name Margaret as well, she's just mentioned to me, Margaret. When you work in tandem with a psychic artist, which I often do working with John, John will be drawing the portrait of someone in spirit, and hopefully I will then try to tune in with that picture. So, would anyone be able to accept this information so far, or the picture that's coming through? Has someone just moved in the family, or is this just being talked about?
I'm moving, and my son is moving at the same time.
So she's on about a bit of gossip here. Can you understand it all?
Fine,
Because you
lovely.
get so uptight about things at times, don't you, Petal?
Yes.
Well, she said you do. You've been having a bit of trouble with your back as well.
Yes.
She said, I've got to send you a bit of sympathy down as well after all this, haven't we?
Oh, yes,
So you can
please.
understand it all. But she's also on about the bungalow now. Do you associate with the bungalow at all?
I've got to move into a bungalow.
So you understand it? All right. Did you have a budgie at one time? Birthday coming up soon.
Yes.
Hope you're going to go out, are you?
Hoping to.
But Dick says, tell her not to have too many, because you do get a bit giggly then, don't you? So you understand it all? He said, you never know, she might get up and do a bit of karaoke for us. But it's true, isn't it?
It's true.
And you're that sort of person. So obviously, he says, but as he's saying, it's time to let your hair down. You understand it?
Yeah.
I know you miss him, my love, and I know he's
I
very
do.
special to you.
Yeah.
But at least you know now he's in spirit, he's able to send his love down to you.
Yeah.
And that's our Dick for you, he says.
That is Dick.
So you understand it?
Yeah.
Because he's just grinning his head off at me now. But the main thing is, he's always around you. You understand it?
Yes.
When people say to me, you're working with the devil, I say, right, if that person who's come to talk to you, have they told you anything wrong? Have they come through with love? They come here to say, we still care about you. If that's the devil's voice, then I'm happy to work in that way.
Shall I start?
Yes, you can start.
Okay, I'll just take my belt off first. Because I can't work with my belt on, as you know. Do you want to hold on to it for me?
I'll put
In Wolverhampton, the twins are getting ready to consult with Blue Mountain before his public demonstration.
Thank you. Top, I'll put this on here. Right, give me a moment and I'll... Well, I know he's here. Is he? Waiting to come and talk? Right. Yes. When I sit, I close my eyes and then I aim to relax. So my aim is to really try and remove myself from where I'm actually sitting and then sort of sink away. I begin to disappear from the spot that I'm sitting on. And I'm aware of him blending with me. All there is this pulsating, vibrant power, and he just completely takes over. It's almost as if I and he have become one. Hello, Blue Mountain. Come for a chat.
I might have.
Oh, that's nice.
I am very pleased that we are able to sit and converse as we are doing now. To be able to talk creates a very good feeling between two people.
Are you looking forward to the demonstration?
Always. I am pleased to be able to present the word of the Great Spirit to people in your world. Many people will know. They will turn their heads like the petals on the flower toward the sun, toward the warmth, toward the Great Spirit.
All right. Yes, thank you. Yes, I'll just need... Oh, yes, I'll just get you the water. There you are. Thank you. So how are you doing? Okay. Has he fully left your energy field? Yes, I think so now. I'm just a little tired, but the water will soon pick me up.
If the investigators find nothing, well then all I put it down to is that the spirits don't want to communicate with anybody else but me, or to be seen by anybody else. and it's not what they want. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they do, though.
Do you want some more tea? Yes, please. I wonder how many will turn up.
In Wolverhampton, Gaynor and Joy are putting the final touches to their plan for today's public demonstration of Blue Mountain.
There should be about 40. Right. Well, I'm hoping there's going to be about 40. There's some media students from university. Yes, from my course. No, one of them's an American girl. Oh, right. That'll be interesting, then, won't it? And they know that they're sort of coming to see. Yes, they know what they're coming to see. Yes, because of the other students that have already met Blue Mountain. I think there's that group coming up from London. And they're Mark's not, aren't they? So they're computer technicians. That's right. In fact, Mark hasn't confirmed that they're coming up yet. I've sent him the directions.
In Yorkshire, it was a disappointing night for Diane and the two Tonys.
There's nothing there, and I would suspect even if we had an infrared, we would have we still wouldn't have picked anything up.
And the dog on the end of the bed?
We picked up nothing, as I said. I've scanned through the video.
Sheila coming. She's terrified. Oh, brilliant. She's really frightened about what she's coming to see, but Mum and Dad have said they'll pick her up and she'll be all right and she'll come. Oh, well, we're not having her on the front row, are we? No, we can't do that. I thought what we'd do is we'd have Mark and Sue right in front of you. Barbara and Debbie either side of them to create a stability of energy. And then if necessary, we could put John the other side. Yeah, that's a good idea. We need to create that stability of energy because there's quite a few people, you know, coming in this audience that have never met Blue Mountain before.
I mean, I'm sitting on the bed and I'm using my eyes, she's using her eyes, and she's giving a description of people. That's quite clear, calm, but I don't see anything. Now, Tony comes into the room, I call him in, he doesn't see anything either. I walk round the end of the bed, and she says, although step backwards, I don't see anything like that. And you've seen on the monitor, there's nothing picked up at all.
If you were speaking to me yesterday, you would have seen a bit more enthusiasm. It was disappointing to sit up for half the night and not see anything or record anything. So yeah, clearly I'm disappointed in that. It would have been nice to see something.
I know the spirits was there and they didn't pick anything up, so I just feel a bit upset really.
To be honest with you, it's not a job for a parapsychologist. I'd be very interested to know what a spiritualist made of it. I bet you that if a spiritualist came here, she'd get all sorts of explanations as to where they'd come back to look after her, or something like that. But that's not our interest. Our interest is it objective, is it real, or is it subjective? And the answer is, it's subjective. Nevertheless, very interesting case.
Brian, the medium from Lincolnshire, has agreed to visit Diane to see if he can provide some answers.
Well, when the mediums come, I'm hoping that they will be able to communicate with the spirits that I've got here and maybe answer a question of why these spirits are with me. I'm really looking forward to it. I've got my hopes up.
In Wolverhampton, the audience are arriving for the public demonstration of Blue Mountain.
This is the lady that we've been expecting to arrive, who's rather nervous about what you're going to see, aren't you?
I would say apprehensive, not nervous. Quite.
Blue Mountain is spirit. Many of you probably have your own idea of what spirit actually is like. Some of you might imagine spirit as shadows. Others may see spirit in human form, as real as I'm standing here. But today, Blue Mountain is coming as an ambassador on behalf of his people in the world of light. And he's coming here to give you a clearer understanding of what spirit is really like.
Meanwhile, in Yorkshire, Brian has arrived at Diane's house.
As Gaynor withdraws her consciousness, then you will find that Blue Mountain, he will merge his energy with Gaynor's energy field.
Hi,
Hi.
Diane, I'm Brian. Pleased to meet you. Found it all right.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
He won't get inside her body. That is a physical impossibility. What he will do is, as he blends and merges his energy from behind Gaynor, he will then be able to move her and to stand and to talk to you as if he were manipulating a marionette.
Ooh, got very cold in this room.
For the first occasion when people meet Blue Mountain, they're very taken with the visual image. They're very taken with the change in the voice that occurs. But please try to stay concentrated on what he's saying, and maybe you will have a question that you can ask him if he invites questions forwards. Gaynor's now going to be closing her eyes.
Oh, this is cold as well. Very cold room. Yes, there's a lot of feeling in this one. I find it goes through downstairs as well. Strange enough, it seems to be on this side of the house. You know, there's a nice lot of links up here through this. So, yes, it's quite an atmosphere, isn't it? Have you felt this for long, or?
Yeah.
God, I know it's very strong around you. Would you sense we had a child in spirit? Not with you?
Not
but you
with
had
me.
this before? Because there was families before with all this. And I think there must have been a child at one time. Because I could just hear someone crying in the background here.
Yeah.
So obviously that's going back quite well.
Yeah.
But there's a lovely gentleman here as well.
Right.
And he's very nice as well. It's coming through quite strong with you.
Yeah.
Would that make sense to you?
Could do, yeah.
And he's so powerful here. Can you understand it? And he's very special to you. Because he says, just tell her I'm here. I'm only trying to help. Can you understand it? Because lately you've been a bit down about things, haven't you?
Yeah.
He says, I'm trying to lift her up a bit. Can you understand it?
Yeah.
But with the gentleman, he must have gone rather quickly, didn't he?
Yes, I did.
He says, I was here 1 minute, gone the next.
Yeah.
So you understand it all. Yeah. And he's very special. But he wasn't old when he left us.
No.
He wouldn't have believed in this, though, would he? He'd have thought about it, he
might have
says.
thought about it,
But he would never admitted anything.
No.
Well, this is what I'm feeling from. Can you understand it? Because this gentleman's around you, and he's always with you there. Can you understand it? And he says, I'm always there.
Yeah.
I feel as if I want to hold your hand for some strange reason with him. And this
Yeah.
would make sense to you.
Yeah, it does.
But he is special to you, and he is family to you.
Yes.
Is this with the marriage connection?
No.
But who's been divorced, though?
Um,
Because I'm about divorce as well.
he was
divorced. You understand? Okay, well, as long as I'm getting him right, but he's special to you, he says. He's not giving me a lot of information, but he just keeps... Whenever I look at him, I want to smile with him. Do you understand it?
I do, yes.
Right? Does James mean anything to you as well? Not with spirit now, present day Jim.
No.
Not a friend of his or yours.
No.
Just think about that, and Daniel as well.
Yeah, Daniel.
Daniel's family.
Yes.
All right, because he says, say hello to Daniel. Would that make sense?
Yeah, it
And he
would.
would have known Daniel, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He said, just tell him I'm here as well.
All right.
Does David mean anything to you? These are his acquaintances, David. Because he was a very popular young man, you know.
Oh, yes.
And he knew everyone.
Yeah.
So you understand it. Did you actually talk of moving at one stage? Well, you said you were a bit unsettled at one stage. You thought about having a change. Not particularly moving. You've got a caravan, by the way.
Very good, very good. Hello, my friends. I am pleased to be able to talk and to see you here today. There are many aspects of love.
He comes to explain to people that their words and their actions in this life are going to have an effect upon eternal life.
This power, known as the Great Spirit, is love.
Life is going to continue after they've died.
They might begin to think more carefully about what they're saying and doing in this world, instead of just thinking, oh, it's not going to matter. This is the only life, and at the end of it, then that's it. There's nothing else.
I wish to give to you all my love.
I know you've been a bit uptight recently, obviously, about all this. It's been worrying you. If he wasn't at peace, what he was trying to do. Can you understand it? It's only because you didn't quite understand, and it's been very hard to come to terms with.
Yeah.
He says, I'm fine. He says, all I'm coming down is to let Diane and everyone else know that I want to still be part of the family. I still want to be here. Can you understand that? Yeah. And he says, you know, I know it's emotional. I know it's very hard sometimes to accept this. And he says, especially with your son as well, because I mean, so he is uncle to young Daniel, isn't he? Yeah. He says he's a very special young boy. Yes. He's getting a little so-and-so at the moment, isn't he? But it's true, which is like all kids.
He's growing up.
Yeah, but then, you know, he's very proud of him. And he'd always want to be known that, you know, he's still going to watch over him and associate with it all. Yeah. But he says, just tell Diane, I'm here, he says. I'm around you all the time, so you can understand it all. Yeah. But that's how it's come through his love. I hope it's made sense to you.
It has, yes.
And a lot, he's just, you know, I feel, can I give you a hug? He says, give her a hug. Okay. That's what he wanted me to do for you. Okay, my love? Yeah. Bless you. And also give Daniel one when he comes home. Okay? Yeah. Bless you.
Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah. It went very well because I noticed that there was interest from people who'd not met Blue Mountain before, and that's all part of what our work is about, is that people start to think and to show an interest. They may not agree with it immediately, but later they may have another experience that supports the experience they've had here. I'm tired. It took a lot of concentration for me to eliminate everything that was going on. Little more than normal was required. But I feel, because I don't really know what happened, but I feel that it went quite well.
I'm still undecided myself whether I go along with it or not.
I don't know what to think, really. Strange, scared.
I've always felt that we shouldn't do it. That's always been my feeling, that we shouldn't probe.
I thought Brian was very good. He's just hit on what I really wanted to hear about my brother, and that he is still here with me, and that he's happy where he is.
As far as I'm concerned, life goes on forevermore, but in a different form. This is our material life. We go on to what we call the higher life, which is the communication life, the understanding of life. What's on from that, I won't know till I get up there.
Mediums can, of course, go into a state and produce what you and I would think is bereavement counselling. It's no good me going in and thinking, oh, this is nonsense, because there may be a lady there that's lost her husband. Perhaps what she's getting isn't the truth. But if it's giving her comfort, it's doing no damage at all.
I'll always be sad. I'll always be sad.
You can never get over someone's death.
Just learn to live with it.
But you have to carry on with your life. And it helps to know that they are watching over you and living it with you.